I'm ready.
Now that you've seen all there is to see, would you like to exit the Are you sure about that? Ah, damn, would you look at that? Just remember. Now that you've seen all there is to see, would you... Now that you've seen all there is... Would you like to exit the Are you sure about that? Ah, damn, would you look at that? Just remember, them walkers out there ain't gonna treat you as kindly as the ones in here.
Well, look at you, tourists. La célébrité on the tip of everyone's tongue. If I'd have known you were gonna cause this much trouble, I'd have kept my mouth shut about the reserve. Maybe all those lives would have been spared. One thing is certain, though. Misery spread like wildfire, and your name was taken to blame. But what's done, it cannot be undone, no matter how badly you wish it could. You feeling okay, tourists? That thought eating up your brain? Got you seeing flames? What went down at the reserve? But that ain't nothing compared to the hell unleashed upon Old Town. Wonder if we'll ever know who kept them bells ringing for 3 days straight. Riling up the horde into a frenzy so savage, the living didn't stand a chance. But despite it all, the reserve being a bust, a madman laying waste to Old Town, the tower folks don't seem frazzled. Business as usual. The area even seems a few stories taller now that Mama finally slaughtered the reclaimed. And no one's heard boo from JB in a long while. Some say he's dead, and I'm more fond of the taller tales that the devil slithered back to his warm and cozy domain. Of course, someone will always step out of the shadows and make themselves known when there are big shoes to fill, right?
That vile hole in the ground was going to be the end of New Orleans. We have reaped what we sowed. All those lives wasted, and for what? None of the legends were true.
Wonder how Mama's
The
feeling
reserve
about
was
this
empty.
noise
Our
coming out of
reality
the French
has
Quarter.
shifted
It's
because
only
of our
gotta be a
reverence
matter
for a
of time
false
before the
idol.
tower comes knocking on that preacher's
promises.
door, right? Are you sure you want to get caught in the middle of that mess, tourist? Maybe you'd be better off paddling back to the bayou. Leave Nola behind. Supplies are getting scarcer by the second. The living getting more desperate. And the dead, well, they just keep multiplying. Gonna take nothing short of a miracle to survive what's coming. Of course, you had some people talking like you were a miracle worker. But that's not how it's going down, has it? I'd say wherever the tourist goes, death ain't far behind. So, you got one or two of them miracles up your sleeve? Been saving them for the right occasion, maybe? She wants you to know something, tourist. That the darkness has swallowed you. There ain't no use in fighting it, she says. Just surrender. Let it devour you. You best be on your way home now, tourist. Let a dead man rest in peace. One last thing before you go. A bit of advice from beyond the grave. In a time like this, where it seems like the only decisions worth a damn are the ones that save your own ass, well, you best give that a second thought. Payback still exists, my friend. And payback is a whole lot more on than a ripped thin rabid dog. Payback is an honest-to-God force of nature.
Tourist! You alive? Up here! Tourist! You need to stand up! Shit. That's a lot of blood. We gotta move. Grab your flashlight. On your chest. Let's... Floor collapsed and swallowed you up. Dropped you like a fucking rock. Thought you were toast. Now get your head clear. We gotta escape this hellhole. Place is swarming. Yo, pick up those blueprints. Can't believe what we went through to get those fucking things. Father Carter better be Hail Marying his ass off when we get back. Fuck! You got company! Take this! We gotta get you up here and... Wait. What the fuck is that? I hear something. Shit! They're flooding in! Behind you! Run, tourist! Get the fuck out of here! Go!
Glad to see you upright, tourist. No broken bones, not even a limp. Thank the Lord. Holland's found you in the bushes unconscious and dragged you here. Looks like you had quite an exit from the hotel. You have good news to share, I hope?
The good news is that I managed to make it out alive. The bad news...
My friends are dead.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. What happened?
Ty got spooked and took off running. Someone had set a trap. She tripped it and boom. Blew it to bits and collapsed the floor on us.
Ty was a God-fearing warrior. Bless her soul. But they all knew the risk, and yet they forged ahead. Brave souls, all of them.
They died for a worthy cause.
I regret that you were put in such danger.
Don't sweat it. I know how to handle myself. We found the blueprints. But honestly, I don't know what good they're gonna do you. You'll never be able to clear that place. You need to rethink your plan.
May I have the blueprints, please? That hotel will be our home. We've had a setback, yes, but the blueprints are valuable. It will help us plan our next effort. When the time is right, we will try again. Our faith will deliver us.
Faith? Your head's in the clouds if you think faith is going to deliver you anything, Padre. But hey, you do you.
We're all the same, tourist. Even if you refuse to admit it. We want what everyone wants. Belonging. Community. Peace of mind. After the disaster in Old Town, many of my people are living in constant fear. The rumors of a psychopath behind it all have them rattled, thinking everyone outside of my flock could be the perpetrator, an envoy of Satan himself. But the living must band together, not remain divided. And the hotel is our answer.
You're persistent, I'll give you that. But I'm done arguing about the hotel. We have business to discuss.
Indeed we do. I read the Pawn King's proposal. It's ambitious, but sound. You could tell Sonny I accept, but with certain stipulations. Here, I've outlined them in this letter. Minor tweaks to the agreement that I think he'll find amenable. A trade network for those of us outside the tower walls could ease a lot of suffering.
A preacher with a dash of business savvy. Never thought I'd live to see the day. I'll give him your letter.
My grandfather sold Bibles door to door. I know a bit about the hustle, tourist. Knowing Sonny, he's pacing behind that glass of his, wearing a groove into the floor, waiting for my response. Let him sweat it out for a bit. You clearly need to get some rest. Your weapons and gear are just outside the door. No offense, of course, just a precaution. God bless. Godspeed, tourist.
Welcome to the Revolution, tourist. I'm Sable. This is Echo. Barnes is there in the back.
Wasn't expecting a crowd.
I couldn't go into details in the note I left. It's all about security. Just meeting with you here is a huge risk for us. Let me explain. We represent a growing faction inside the tower. People fed up with the current leadership. If Nola's gonna remain habitable, the time's come for a change at the top.
So what I'm hearing is that you have a beef with Mama.
You could say that, yeah. Mama's gonna fucking bury us all. Even you.
Relax, Barnes.
You're all Tower?
Me and Barnes, yeah. Echo's former reclaimed. There are more of us, about 36 on the inside. And we've got sympathizers among the exiles. But I guess you'd call us the ringleaders.
What's your plan?
A tactical assault on the tower. Coordinated from within. One shot to chop off the head of the snake.
Crazy plan. But why? Still haven't heard a good reason.
We have our reasons.
Mama's got every one of us in her sights. No one's safe. Ever since the reserve was a bust, she's been consolidating power. Building up units of heavily armed elite fighters, all loyal to her. Call themselves Eradicators. The way we see it, the only chance to get to Mama is from within. And soon. We eliminate her, the tower can be returned to the people. And Nola survives.
Do you have the means to pull something like this off?
We're working towards it, yeah. But we're limited in our movements. Have to watch every step. We meet here when we can. What we lack is a reliable asset on the outside while we set the stage. Someone who knows the city and has free reign. Someone who can deliver a counterpunch. Keep Mama off balance.
Bueno, who better than the tourist?
What's Mama scheming?
Something big. If you thought the war with the Reclaimed was a disaster for Nola, that's nothing compared to what she's prepping for now. Fortifying the tower into an impenetrable fortress. We've been ordered to hoard supplies for months, and everyone's on strict rations.
They've got like 3 months of fresh water stored up, easily. Probably more. I've seen it.
And these eradicators, they're all training like there ain't gonna be no tomorrow. They're no joke.
Mama's desperate. With the scale of what she's planning, no one will be spared. This ends with her reigning supreme, or us taking the tower down, once and for all.
All right, you've convinced me. How can I help?
Now, the tower has their sights set on the radio station in the French Quarter, where JB used to broadcast. We think Mama's planning to use the station to flood the airwaves with propaganda. She's already papering the whole city with her old town conspiracies. They're gonna make their move on the radio station, soon.
Real soon. A daytime operation. We stop Mama from taking the radio station, we slow down the spread of her lies.
And instead, we give the people what they really want to hear. A new take on an old classic. Here. It's JB's last sermon. Hasn't been broadcast yet. Echo found it in an abandoned, reclaimed base.
It's a real firestorm, too. You've never heard JB like this. Out for blood.
We need you to stop the tower from taking over the station, and get JB's last hurrah on the air.
Fighting propaganda with propaganda?
If the tower controls all the information out there, we don't have a chance.
If we want to inspire an uprising, we can't have Mama polluting the airwaves with bullshit. We get the exiles behind us, then we strike. Barnes is gonna go ahead of you, see what intel she can gather about access to the station. But she can't be seen.
I'll leave you a present in Bird Lounge, down the street from the station.
Before you go, we need a reliable way to communicate. Timing's key, so passing notes ain't gonna cut it. Echo?
These walkies are older than dirt. Broken, pretty much, no voice capabilities. But I figured out how to get the alert signal to work.
I'll reach out to you on the walkie when we need to meet. But you have to beep us back to let us know you're coming. Otherwise, we won't be around. You better get going. We need to roll out soon. Don't forget to grab that beta from Barnes at Bird Lounge. She knows how to exploit the enemy's weakness.
Coming at you on all channels, people. The Pond King is open and the dealing can commence.
Tourists, we've been staring at that door for hours hoping you'd come through it. Damn good to see you.
No pleasantries, Sonny. Let's just get down to business.
All right, fair enough. Did you get an audience with the Padre?
An audience? Dude's a priest, not royalty.
Can it, Dez? What did Father Carter have to say?
He's in. He did have a few stipulations. He gave me a letter to give to you.
That son of a bitch. All right, put it in the drawer. Man of God, my ass. He's a wolf, this guy. Shifty, but fuck it. He can have it his way. With the preacher bringing his exiles to the table, we will have people in every corner of this city. There's a whole lot of demand out there, tourists, and everybody in Nola's gonna know that the Pond King always delivers.
It doesn't sound as cool as you think.
Keep quiet, Dez. I'm doing business with the tourists. You'll get your cut once the goods start flowing through here from our exile friends. With everybody still dazed from the shitstorm in Old Town and the reserve fiasco, this trade network is the perfect plan at the perfect time. Supplies have never been harder to come by.
Why the supply shortage?
Gotta think the reserve had something to do with it. Everybody had it in their heads that there was this buried treasure out there, and they all broke their necks trying to find it. Then, poof, it evaporates into thin air. And all those folks who were depending on it gotta find another way to feed themselves. Now, some people might see that as a crisis. I see it as an opportunity.
Another sign that we're all fucked.
You need to shift your attitude, kid.
Everybody's got Old Town on the brain.
Yeah, well, it was a fucked up situation. Some lunatic has figured out how to keep the bells ringing for days. What's the point of that? Slaughtering a bunch of innocent people, then making it nearly impossible to ever set foot in that stretch of Nola ever again. Chaos like that ain't just bad for business, it's bad for living. Hope Mama gets a hold of that fucker, gives them what they deserve.
I heard it was some tower guy who went rogue.
Yeah, but you know what they say, Pumpkin. Truth travels slowly. The rumors have wings.
You're like the only one alive who says stuff like that.
Cut the shit, Dez. I mean it.
Just make sure my cut is substantial, Sonny. Then we won't have a problem.
I'll tell you what I tell all my associates. I haven't operated this fine establishment for 28 years, through a fucking apocalypse even, by breaking my promises. You've got my word, and my word is good as solid gold.
It's true. He does say that to everybody.
That's enough, Dez. One thing you gotta know about the exiles, they're like catfish, night feeders. So you'll need to venture out after dark to do business with them. Work that UV flashlight to find where they've set up shop. It's a whole different ballgame at night. But the exiles say it's the best time to scavenge. Less competition, lots more loot.
Thanks for the tip, Pawn King.
You know I got your back, tourist. Listen, while you're here, I got a favor to ask you. It would help the trade network out a whole lot. Our old friend Henri, he had stuff hidden all over this town. He was like a fucking squirrel, couple of nuts here, couple of nuts there. Most of it I could care less. But he and I were in the middle of a deal for one of those stashes, and then he got himself dead. I happen to know where he hid it. You can keep whatever else you find, but the batteries, those belong to me.
Sounds simple enough. Where do I need to go?
The spot ain't too far from here. An old recording studio in the French Quarter. Lots of fond memories. Henri and I used to do session gigs there. Him on slide, me on bass. We even played with Slim Dog Fortune once, if you can believe that.
You knew Slim Dog?
I most certainly did. Not like Henri. Those two played together for years. But I spent enough time with the legend to know how special his talent was. Back in the day, after Slim Dog met his maker, Henri would always be boasting about how Slim Dog told him he was the best slide player he'd ever seen. Even better than Slim Dog himself. Oh man, I miss that fool Henri. And he could play, there is truth to that. But better than Slim Dog? Come on now. The cat who owned the recording studio was a lunatic, Martinique the Martian Driscoll. He was a bit on the paranoid side, thinking everyone was out to steal from him. Didn't trust us musician types as far as he could throw us out the front door. He was always switching the door code, sometimes every other day.
Doesn't sound paranoid to me. Probably had good reason.
He sure did.
Let's just put it this way. The man had secrets he needed to keep. The Martian was something of a ladies' man. Had a dalliance with a different lady every week. So he set himself up with a private suite at the Hotel Eclair. Every time he changed the door code to the studio, he'd leave it there for whoever he had coming around. You find room 212, you find the code.
Room 212. Got it.
One last thing. We're not going to be keeping regular business hours from here on out. Security reasons. I'm sure you get it. We'll shout out on the radio when the doors are open, so stay tuned in. Good luck to you, tourists.